It doesn't have to be. There's no such thing as profession. Going into the concept of relationships nowadays.
Yeah.
There seems to be this belief system that relationships are failing. Relationships, so
Women at the bar and how they would perceive men certain ways and value us, devalue us, less than we would value ourselves.
correct. Men are not where they need to be, and then women are being led astray by society because the men are not strong enough. So the concept in which we need to understand specifically as men is that you can't go out there looking for a relationship because the woman chooses the man. The man should never choose the woman, because when a man chooses the woman never truly chose the man ever in that transaction. She'll choose the man for external factors. If she gives you any sign that she's interested, she chose you, you can go welcome yourself to a conversation. But if you see a very pretty girl and she doesn't even give you a glance, not smile at you, doesn't give you eye contact, that's not your woman. If you go out of your way to get there, you can still get her confidence, charisma, she likes you, she ends up falling for you, but she never really chose you. So when she goes out by herself and her friends later down the line and she sees the man that she actually wants, not that she didn't want that man, but she didn't choose that man. Because every woman has a biological thing inside of them that allows them, like, this is the type of man that I desire, based on what they've experienced, based on what their societal programming. And so you always have to go after the women that choose you, otherwise you're gonna struggle in relationships.
Right.
But men have this ego, it's like, no, I only want to get the women that I'm attracted to. And that ends up biting them in the ass later down the line. The woman cheats on them, the woman and him are not compatible, they're not happy in the relationship. Why?
So keep your eyes out for the woman that chooses you, not the woman you choose.
And that makes the entire dating process a lot less complicated for both parties. Because when the woman chooses you, there's no resistance. There's no Valentine's Day, birthday. And then you don't have to do anything except focus on your thing, because you know that woman's not going anywhere because she chose you.
Right.
When a woman doesn't choose you, you know what ends up happening? Men go out of their way to please her, trying to see her all the time, spend money on her, going on dates, trying to do the most to get her gratification. And what they end up doing is they're switching the power dynamic. Men are supposed to be here because we're the leaders. Women came from our rib, as it said in scripture. So men we're the first ones created. We're the image of God. Women are also in the image of God, but they were made from man's image. And so when a man predisposes himself and chases the woman, he's indirectly lowering himself. And then what ends up happening by the diverse nature of that is the woman starts becoming chaotic and starts disrespecting that man without it even being consensual. It's just ingrained in them subconsciously, because biologically women are predisposed to want a strong man.
Right.
And you end up being a weaker man when you chase a woman, because a woman was never made for us to chase. A woman was made for us to help. They were supposed to help us. And so if a woman was made to help us, how do we know which women are going to help us and which ones are not?
Especially if they're being bosses and, I don't need a man mentality. Oh man, and those kind of rules it out for me.
And those women won't choose you anyway.
Yeah.
Because they don't want conflicting energies in their boss bitch energy. They're gonna date a mirror of themselves. They don't want that. That's why they struggle with relationships, because they don't want another man, because they're a man.
The BB.
Yeah. It's two men dating each other.
I gotta use that.
It's two men dating each other. That's why no one's gonna be fucking happy.
Damn, that's where the fist fighting comes from. Contentious relationships, man. Man, wow. That's why I try to tell my son about the best moves versus good moves. I mean, it's a...
You have a son?
Yeah, he's 19.
He's 19?
Yeah.
How old are you?
19. I'm 37.
37? Dude, you look great, bro. Fuck, I thought you were younger than me.
Well, when it comes to that manifestation thing, you aside from being a cardiovascular fitness coach, manifestation-wise, I think it, and my abs appear.
That's impressive. Hold on, let me take this call real quick.
Yeah.
Let me introduce you real quick. This is my boy Christian.
All right, mate. What's that?
Hey, bro, man. Nice to meet you.
Well, what? Nice to meet you.
So-
Shalom.
I looked at pause, but I really ain't like see shit for real.
Okay. Test me when you nearby, so that I'll stop working.
I'll take him out here.
All right. I'll see you in a bit, G.
I'll take him.
So I'm glad you came out here. So because we can have our conversation in a little bit, but I want you to be here when I talk about this because I feel like I'm gonna give you a lot of game when I make this YouTube video. But aside from that, we're gonna go out. We're gonna have some fun.
I'll just figure it out.
We'll show you around the place that we go to. For me, what I notice about a place like this, because like I believe, drinking and stuff and having sex and stuff is not probably the most best use of your time, but you have to have a balance. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not saying drink. I'm just saying
Drink anyways.
Yeah, when I'm
Ginger beer, splash of grenadine on the ice, rocks, shake it, not stir.
And I don't really like drinking much anyway, but sometimes it's good to just turn your brain off every now and then.
Yeah.
But I go out to see what wants to take me home.
Okay.
Just chill. Like if something wants me to take me home, it will. If nothing wants it, that was God trying to let me focus on my mission for that night. And that's why I want me too. But just so you know, my intentions are like when I find something,
Roll your oats.
yeah.
King.
What were you saying?
King. I was saying the best move versus good moves. Just like in chess, we learn 3 moves ahead and we learn to analyze 3 different moves or 4 moves before we make our next move.
Right.
And usually in relationships, I don't think we play chess in the world, in this huge monopoly board of a society, I call it. I don't think we play the game right. I don't think we play chess right in the world. I don't think we know we're in a simulation.
Yeah.
Right. Any choices you make can either ruin you or give you great fortune. Right?
Yes.
And I see patterns of this. And if you get in a little bit of trouble, it's a minor setback for a major comeback, but all these minor setbacks always end up major setbacks.
Yes.
And it leads you to multiple major setbacks from minor setbacks where you had second chances until it's too late. For instance, guys on parole, gets out of prison, or the type of sentences you had, maybe domestic violence, maybe you have to go register as a pedophile or something like that, or maybe you're just a felon and it's hard to get a job for your capabilities because you overqualified, but your background won't allow you to. So I told my son, the way the system is and how the system caters to women as magnets, it's a stress cause. Every man is destined to await trial, especially black men from the ages of 12 and up. Because now they have juvenile prisons, juveniles for teenagers, young kids, right? Not even teenager yet. And so that's a system structure. So if I can see it now I know how to avoid it, right? And so I teach my son the system, right? I teach him women is one of the ways to end up with a background record. He has no background yet. He has no DV yet. He has no driving record yet. When he was 16, I didn't want him to drive until he was like 21 or see me so we can drive. I was too late because, of course, me and his mom split up. He's 18, he gets his driver's license, he's excited. Right. How many 16-year-olds is enthusiastic about learning what a vertical, diagonal, yellow-black sign is on the road? How many adults do you know what that means? So they don't study enough to know enough to have enough driving experience as teenagers. So it's a setup, another setup to get you with a record at a young age. And now when you get insurance, when you're older and you learn about it, you now want insurance, you have too many points. My son asked me, what's points? And he has a driver's license.
Right.
The more points you get against your driver's license from incidents like you had with the police, and go to the judge rules it, that's points on your record. The insurance companies can see it.
Yeah.
It tells them, do not give you low insurance.
Yeah.
You're high risk. If you're from out of town, you get in trouble, you're high risk, you stay in jail. If you have no family and you're in the state next door to your home state in the same country, you're still a flight risk.
Yeah.
If you're less of a criminal than the other criminals, the criminals are going to get out faster than you because you're a flight risk, because you're not a criminal and chances are you're not coming back to jail.
Yeah.
Either way it's set out, it's all catered against you.
Right.
whether you're a consumer or you just get an innocent person making some good moves, like you want a relationship, you want a family, you want to shop every Black Friday, decorate the house, get comfortable. But then it becomes a problem. Why? How? You're a law-abiding citizen, right? Well, you're in a society, a profit, dog-eat-dog society that's anti-comfortabilism.
Right.
It's communism.
Well,
Right.
society was never made for our benefit.
Exactly.
Inherently.
Exactly. So where's society benefiting from you ending up in jail and domestic violence, where they get over $40,000 every time you're in jail, every day,
Right.
for you, and they don't even feed you that much, right? You have your property manager stealing from your apartment before your landlord can even get there and hit you with a 3-day or 30-day notice.
Right.
Your home that you just bought, it's not fully paid for, so the bank's going to take it back. The bank is a scam because churches own the bank, especially if you're not religious. Nobody's from a church is helping you.
Yep. It's true.
It's all is set up. So now I'm able to see it. And I've also discovered the thing I call the 3 pillars. It's really the 3 biggest influences of the world, and me and you are taking one of them and using it to our advantage as well.
Yes.
Education. The other one is religion, and the other one is media. And now the social media, included with the news, everything the government says the people believe, and things like that. These are the 3 pillars. So we choose one of these and use it to our advantage to kind of create a conversation that can rule the nation for our benefit,
right,
and not to rule the nation like for their benefit,
right,
as a third world order.
Right.
We can intervene. But that's why they need us fighting and need us conquered. That's why they need us on social media fighting each other about Michael Jackson and things that don't matter, Epstein Island.
To waste our time.
Meanwhile, we're buying into the social media platforms. We're buying into the phones. Every new phone that comes out, we need to worry about that. And the women need to worry about, once they have a kid with someone, stop trying to get on Social Security and put your man in jail. Worry about fixing the home because you decided to have a kid together.
Correct.
Man, there's no table talks anymore.
Yeah.
Like when I was growing up, we had a few table talks and then we ate in our rooms, but we still talked a little bit.
Right.
But my son doesn't have that anymore, but he is aware that he should be treated better than he's being treated in her marriage. And I said, I'm going to celebrate us like a birthday party. When I see him again, we're going to have a reunite celebration. I'm going to invite the whole family. We're going to go to an event. We're going to make an event somewhere at a Dave & Buster's or hotel, ballroom, and call it, father and son unite party. Something like that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Celebrate us.
As you should.
From the journey separate and to come back together.
And reunited.
Yeah, with no criminal background record.
Yeah.
As black men.
Yeah.
But beat the system.
That's very
his father figured it out.
But that's very important.
Exactly.
Especially to instill that on him at an early age.
Exactly.
Because now he'll be able to tiptoe around the system that's trying to fight him in the first place. He's about to start college now.
Yeah, well, he and I both was thinking about another alternative. He wasn't too fancy about college, and I don't blame him. Even President Trump is saying today that they're trying to fund more trade schools than colleges now.
Right.
Because places like Harvard is getting too stuck up. So trade schools are educating people better, on a higher level than standard colleges, apparently. I've been telling my son that 2 years before I heard Trump say it on the news, that he's starting to fund trade schools. Because I was in a trade school, for instance, where the dorms, the wall paints was coming off, and the walls, we had old bunks, but we were still learning something. I'm still a licensed electrician. I know coding, and I know computer service technician work. I know HVAC, because I was next door to my mates who do HVAC, and it's like a little small village, a college full of different jobs. Any building you walk into, hey, this is HVAC, this is computer service. My mate shut down every computer in the room and then turned it back on. That's the type of people they hire in Secret Service. Yeah. Elon Musk didn't bring his kids to college. They went somewhere else.
College is a scam.
Right.
College is a scam. So in fact, what I learned is self-education is the best education. So whatever your son naturally wants to educate himself on instinctively, that's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah. And I'm trying to support it, whether he wants.
That's the seeking the kingdom. With whatever God put inside of you, that's how you seek it. whatever you're naturally good at, whatever your heart calls out for. Because I had a mentor in the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey. I don't know if I told you, but I started my business 3 years ago. I failed I failed every single turn. Originally, I had an idea for this business that I'm doing now. I told my mentor, he said, no, this is not going to work. You're basically helping people with vision and values, but you're not providing enough value for them to want to work with you. I listened to him. I said, you're right. So it inspired me to learn more about sales, marketing, business fundamentals. I finally came to it, so okay, I'm going to do marketing. It didn't work. I'm going to do wholesale real estate. It didn't work. I came back after about 3 years of trial and error, not making enough money, to going back to my original idea, because no matter where I went, my heart was still calling for this. So I tried it again, this time with no outside voices and beliefs, and it worked. What I'm saying is, you do what you're supposed to do with no limiting beliefs, no fear, because whatever you're supposed to do is what's actually going to work. But society will tell you if you do what you want to do, it's not going to work, and that you can fail.
Parents, friends, schoolmates, teachers.
But that's why I say, unless someone who's doing what you want to do,
Or better. I've done it or better.
they can give you the real advice.
Right.
And most times, those people are going to tell you what?
Leap. If you don't, take a risk. Make it. There's no successful person that I've ever listened to, book I've read, audio, video, or even with you. I've never heard anyone talk without saying, if you don't take risk, you're not getting anywhere.
And that's the truth.
That's the code.
So, and that's exactly why society teaches people to think in multiple choice.
Risky.
Because
401k.
Because they don't want you to think outside of the box. They want you in a box.
In a box.
The moment you're in a box, you
Right.
can't even see the box.
That's the point of the 4 years of college, 4 years of high school, 4 years of following orders.
Yes.
4 years of fear. Fear with the headmaster say, I'm sorry, I'm in America. Fear of what the teacher say, the professor says.
Principal, yeah.
Right, the
too.
principal says, yeah.
It's ridiculous. Well, they train men specifically, because I'm always going to go back on men, because women are supposed to be led anyway. So the women naturally fall better in a society with rules and regulations. Why? Because they're meant to be led. That's just natural. That's why women are doing better than men now. Why? Because they follow the rules. They do what they're supposed to do, because that's what women are supposed to do. It's like, shut up. Clean, cook, buy. And then they do it. But men, we don't operate that way. We all have an intrinsic fiery spirit that says we are supposed to do something, we're supposed to do it. But when you take that away from men, then all the men are fucking weak. What is that saying? It's like, weak times create weak men.
Weak men.
Strong times create strong men. But there's a
Write that down.
There's an adversity in that too. I think that weak times create strong men, though. Because if weak times didn't create strong men, then why are we here? Why is your son here? It's just not as common. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. It's just the strong men are not as common, so the strong men are trying to basically scream from the valley.
It's almost like even in the Bible, you know, the father being stripped away from the child and the child growing up to become king. Powerful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like happened with Tupac. You know, he tried to be there for his family and then society said nope. I tried to be there. Society said nope. Even the cops tried. Said, hey, next time you call us about a guy trying to see his son, all of you go into jail. I remember that shit like yesterday. And they still, nope. But the only way I can see him again at that time was if I did something legal against her. I'd be a hypocrite because I decided to have him with her. So I took full accountability for that. That means I thought I knew her better than I did, so I can't go back on that though.
Yeah.
She didn't turn out how I thought she was going to be, so I just figured I can't master a relationship, one that consists of two minds.
Yeah.
It turns contentious because you can only control you. You cannot control anything outside your own temple, so I took full accountability. And so that's why I'm very cautious next time when a woman says, I want to have your baby. I have to be very cautious.
Correct. Yes.
And not just like conditionally.
Did she choose you?
No, when I met her, she was like a cousin, a friend of a cousin. I walk into my auntie's house and we kind of eyed each other. We exchanged numbers. She texts me a lot.
Okay. So she
I
chose
didn't
you.
text her much. Right.
Okay.
Okay. And she called me a lot, even in college. She would call me off the hook. People saying, I thought you were gay because you always stay in your classroom, you're always studying, even on weekends. This girl calling for you. Yeah, we have a son together. That's your girlfriend? What? That's crazy. But they weren't bold enough to tell me that. The teacher told me that. The students wasn't bold enough to tell me that because they know we'd be fighting. Yeah. She said, everybody thought you were gay. It's like, what? That's how proper I was.
Yeah.
Just there to do a job. Had my son. Time is getting rushed. My adulthood is getting rushed.
Yeah.
I gotta become something quick. Get to trade school. Get out. Be something. But her, she kind of set me back a little bit. So I called her to the school. Come to the school. Come join me. She was very smart, even exceeding what I was doing. But she had a problem with authority.
Yeah.
So she dropped herself out, went back to our kid. And then she had another kid with some other guy while we were still together. I found out that spring when I went out to visit,
Yeah.
I'm pregnant. Okay. We were already off and on enough as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it draws the line. That's where boundaries is like, okay, that's the ultimate boundary to pass.
Yeah.
All this time, and with a guy who you knew since before me. So
it was the guy she knew before you.
oh yeah.
I see.
It was before me as well. That's the biggest, it's the worst part.
So what I've learned about relationships is this.
Right.
You get blindsided. You get blindsided in when you're dealing, because a man's weaknesses is heart. Always. It's our weakness. Because externally we're structured, but internally we're not structured. It's the reverse for women. Internally they're structured, externally they're weak. So that's the polarity, right? So when a woman's natural ability is to pierce ours internal, because they can't do it externally. She can't pierce you externally. Why? Because one hand will smash her. So her biological activity is to pierce you internally, right? That's her natural biological behavior. She can't control it. That's just how they're raised. If you ever seen a little girl, 4, 5, 6 years old, maybe even younger, her natural biology is to manipulate and get what she wants from her father, her mom, her brother, her sister. It's just biological. They can't help it, right? Your son, when he was 4, 5, 6, he's trying to get stronger. He's trying to be like dad. He's push-ups, running, jumping, playing sports.
Videos, yeah.
Yeah, that's his natural biology is to be better.
He actually thanked me for that too. He said, "Thank you for being in shape." So wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's natural. It's a natural biology.
Sure. You're welcome.
So if we doubt, where I'm going with this question is, now that you finished a relationship and you definitely had time to not only conceptualize what you experienced but reflect on it, did you see her for who she was in the beginning and did you ignore it, or did you truly not see her?
Yeah, I truly, no. Someone was behind her. I don't know if it was the ancestors, the angry ancestors of the trials and tribulations Black women went through, or Creole women went through with racism on it, and the feminist mentality.
Yeah.
But I knew her mother was one of the manipulators for sure. Two-Face, because when she saw me, it was like love. When she not, then it's the aunties, and it's no coincidence the aunties is there, and everyone's there to address the police that this guy is bad. Like, that didn't make any sense. You're pointing at teenagers. She's 16, 17. I'm just 18, just made 18, and it's like, what? I'm just having this experience, like, what? Why is the police here?
Yeah.
What did I do? What
Yeah.
crime was committed here? So, my son even said, she said I hit her. And I said, son, if you look into the files of that state, of that country you're in, whatever, look into the police files, you'll never see an incident with my name and your mom's name on it. I've never been in any domestic issues ever in my life.
It's crazy.
And never been arrested for any domestic. Oh, I like that, it rhymes. Never been arrested for any domestic. But yeah, so that's what the facts are. Because you're going to believe someone you were raised behind. You mean it's natural. I would believe something my mom tells me. If she raised me, I see her face every day of every year of my life, right?
Right.
So you naturally believe this person, you side with them. So I figured, I knew he's gonna side with her. I'm just gonna say, look for the facts. Go do your research. Enough said, right?
Yes.
You don't have to know me. Just know the facts. You want to know the truth? Go figure it out like that. You can't listen to an ordinary person. People will lie to you. Deuteronomy 20:12, God said, let man lie, but God be the truth.
Yes.
Deuteronomy 17:20, never place stumbling blocks in front of the blind. So I opened up a path for him to go see for himself.
Mm-hmm. And he did.
And I've been awaiting our conversation.
Oh, that was the last time you guys spoke?
When we met again.
Oh,
that was the first time we spoke.
Okay.
The first year we spoke, when he reached out to me. And ever since, we just been bonding. So, yeah.
I'm glad that you guys are getting that relationship back. It's very important.
Yeah.
It's very important. A son does need a father. Mm-hmm. I know that for a fact.
Oh, yeah.
I would want to be there for my children when I have children one day. But, I actually appreciated not having my dad around as much because it gave me the ability to figure out how would it be a man on my own. And that was very an appreciative journey. You know what I'm saying? And so you not being around, in your mind, maybe you were like, but at some point you probably understood like it was the natural way it was supposed to go because you couldn't stop it.
Right.
It's just the way that God intended it to be. But that was probably for the benefit of you both.
Or did I make a good move too soon? Not the best move, a good move. Maybe she was proper, but we just needed to mature more, meet later in the future, not make the move we made so soon, make those moves later, and make the best moves now. We didn't do that together.
That's a what if though. It already happened the way it was supposed to happen.
Right.
You couldn't have controlled it either way.
But I still have the opportunity to teach my son that strategy. Think about the best moves that you're possibly making in your current relationship with this woman. Think about the moves.
Yes.
And if you're not bonding, you're not helping each other, then you're hurting each other.
Correct. And that could be a contributing factor of why you experience that. To make sure that people don't experience that either.
Exactly. Definitely don't want him to experience that.
That's why I asked in the beginning. I was like, did you see her for who she was? Because I was with a girl for almost a year, and I'll be vulnerable about the situation. I met her when I was broke still like hanky-panky bullshit, like sleeping in my car, lost, and she was with me, for whatever reason. And I saw things early on in the relationship that I knew was wrong, things from her behavior that I knew was wrong. However, I was giving her the benefit of the doubt because I was saying to myself, she's with me despite having nothing. I have to be patient with her. So that's what I did. I was patient with her. I finally did it. At a certain course of the relationship, I made something of myself, which was the whole point. That was on the trajectory anyway. It was just that she just came to me at that specific time. It kind of elevated me in a sense because I had somebody there who supported my dreams and I was trying to take care of. Naturally, that's as men we do. We elevate as soon as a woman comes in our lives. We get that fire. It burns even brighter. Towards the end of the relationship, I had seen enough and I was getting frustrated. Just behavior. Like I said, that's why I said I gave you the advice. The woman must choose the man. I saw her. She looked at me. I was like, okay, she's interested. She moved over to me and we have a conversation, but I chose her.
Right.
I started the conversation. I initiated it all.
Right.
Granted, like the next day I call her, she calls me and she's all over me. She's texting me all the time, calling me all the time. Similar to your situation. She can't leave me alone. But
it was cool.
That's
at first,
but you have to understand that's the manipulation.
Yeah.
That's the manipulation. You think that that's not the manipulation. You think she's interested. You think that's what she wants, but that's the manipulation.
So weird.
It has to be from the beginning.
Yeah.
It has to be from the beginning.
Yeah.
It can't be after you initiate it, because after you initiate it, now that's the manipulation. So the moment I met her, I was more interested in her than she was in me. But I pursued it because I liked her. I liked what I saw. Like most men, we like what we see. However, it ended up biting me in the ass. Even though she was with me when I had nothing, she had ulterior motives and ulterior intentions. I was not able to see through her at the time because when a woman pierces a man's heart, it's hard for him to see what's actually going on in the present moment. He's seeing beyond it. He's thinking about the future. He's thinking about building his life. He's thinking about taking care of her. He's thinking about everything else except what's actually being shown to him from God.
Right.
That's the weakness. That's our internal failure as men because we're externally strong.
Yeah.
She goes out with friends. She goes on a girls trip. She does something she's not supposed to. She doesn't cheat or have sex with somebody, but she goes on an after party with her friends. There's a bunch of dudes there. She's getting drunk. She's calling me saying she wants to suck my dick. But I'm like, are you just saying that? Like, are you not, like, you're horny? Like, you're probably thinking about sucking someone else's dick. You know what I'm saying?
Fireball and Jack.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Like Fireball and Jack.
her friends are, she passed me off to her friends. Her friends are trying to, like, calm the situation down. So, it's not that serious. I'm like, I've seen enough with American women to realize that you guys don't have a lot of respect for men.
Babylonian.
I was like, for a man, we have something called common sense.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to be hanging around with a bunch of girls getting drunk, I'm automatically going to know this is going to put me in an unfavorable situation with the woman that I actually care about, which means that I have to make a conscious decision here. Am I going to spend time with these women and possibly fuck them? Or am I going to step away from here so that I don't end up in a situation that fucks me? Women don't think that way. Not all of them. They're in the moment with their friends trying to have fun, and it's about me. Women have been taught to be about me. Why? Because daddy and mommy told them that nothing was wrong with them and that they're a little princess and that she never has to grow up from her mindset of being that 7-year-old girl that she's always been this entire time.
And the unconditional favoritism.
Yes. And so they never allow themselves to put themselves in a position of, is this the best possible scenario for me as a woman dating this man? No, because I want to have fun. I want to be with my friends. I want to have drunk. I want to get drunk. I want to party. I want to do this. It creates that ego that I was telling you about, that women have this ego, whether or not they realize it, that is unfavorable for men that actually are good for them. And so what they end up doing is they naturally self-sabotage the relationship without realizing it. Because deep down, the woman wants a good man that wants to take care of her, that wants to love her, and she wants that. But because she's never truly found herself, she never found that humble identity inward. Because it's all a bit about me, what I want. I want a man that's going to do this for me, that for me, that for me. I want this type of man. Nothing about what they want. It's what she wants. It's always about what she wants. They naturally self-sabotage without even realizing it. And they'll go after what they want, realizing towards the end that was not what they wanted in the first place. They just thought they did. But then they never really learn their lesson because they're never really held accountable for their actions. And no one around them will hold them accountable for their actions either, because she's a woman. Because she's still a little girl. But she is.
And they say they're more mature than men. I think their body parts are more mature than men. I don't think the abdomen glabber is more mature than men. The frontal cortex, the left and right brain hemisphere, I don't think that's more mature. Respectfully, yeah. But the parts are definitely more mature than men. We don't hit maturity until like 12. Women are earlier.
Yeah.
So
we don't hit puberty
probably
like 14, 15, but they hit it like 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah. Well, your time is more valuable than money, I always say. That's why I give my son a watch every birthday. He always said, another watch? Yeah, because time is precious, so use it wisely, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to take your time, I'm going to take this time, and I'm going to use it, spend it wisely with my viewers. Thank you for joining this podcast.
Of course, brother.
Guys, you're watching. You tuned into Doctor with No Degree, Isaac the Educator, billionaire, entrepreneur, playboy philanthropist, Mario Lopez. Hamza the Alchemist. All right, you can find him on TikTok, you find him on Instagram, you find him on YouTube. Hamza the Alchemist.
Pleasure.
AKA Mario Lopez. Look at this guy, bring the guns today, innit?
AKA not Drake. Someone messaged me.
AKA
it was
not
like, hey,
Drake,
you look
no.
like Drake. Be for it.
I know, right?
Be for it. He looks like me.
It's that combination of Fireball and
Jack.
Man, we need to do our own movie, man. You got all that money, man. Let's make our own production, man.
Dude, seriously, no,
Let's do a redo of the Black Panther, man.
I intend to focus on. I want my own production company. I'll have.
Yeah, I'll call Wayne Thomas and we can make it happen, man.
I want one.
I know.
I have a vision for my content and my brand.
Cheers.